All right. We got some people tapping in. Family, if you can, let me know how my audio is. Let me know how my audio is. Is it coming through well over the music? Should I turn the music down? Maybe I should turn the music down. Turn it down just a bit. If y'all can, let me know how my audio is coming through. Let me know how my audio is coming through. All right. We got audio coming through clearly. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and tapping in today. I appreciate everybody that's, keeping headstrong in the space. Those that are making moves today that are going to directly benefit them tomorrow. I appreciate you all. You guys are the actual paradigm shifters in each one of your families. I want y'all to know that. For anybody that's tapping in right now, anybody that's involved in the space, anyone that's been trying to get their family involved in the space, those that are getting their family involved in this space, right? I want you to know that you are the real MVP, right? You, like I said, you're the paradigm shifter in your family. So give yourself a pat on the back, because what you're doing ain't from selfish standpoint. It's more so from a family beneficial standpoint, and I appreciate that from everybody.
Go crazy.
What's going on, Miss Copper Moon? Peace. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I like this.
Nah, you know how it's playing NFT Barber. You know how the rotation go. You know how this rotation gonna go. And it's so crazy. Hey, look. Once again, I gotta talk about it, Joe. If you look at the timing of my classes, when I hold these classes, y'all really gotta go back and look at how I time the classes. Now, it's not on purpose. Like I tell y'all, this should be divine downloads from the Most High Creator, right? What I'm supposed to teach, when I'm supposed to teach it, the day that it gets taught. Everything is in divine alignment with me as far as how I bring the information out. I want people to understand that. So if we look at the last class that I just held, right? The last class I just held was how to tokenize gold. Here it is. Here it is right here. This is the last class I held. How to invest in tokenized gold and silver. Now, I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you. There you go. Never on schedule, but always on time. Never on schedule, but always on time, right? But what I want to show you right now is why classes like this are so important to the future investors, right? I seen a post earlier actually from AppMex, right? Let me see if they got it up here for everybody to see, because right now, right, as of right now, why would I close it, NFT Barber? Why would I ever close it? Why would I close it? There's no reason to. So let's say that you wanted to buy some American Eagles, right? Let's say you wanted to buy some American Eagles, okay? Let's say you wanted to buy maybe 5. Well, no, not even 5. Let's say you wanted to buy 1 American Eagle, right? Or we even say 2 American Eagles, right? Let's go to checkout. Ah, you know what? I got the VPN on. That's why I was doing that. Damn. Hold on. Here we go. Here it is right here. Take a look at this, everybody. I want everybody to take a look at this. This is why it's so important of the classes that I hold. Like I say, I just held a class on how to invest in tokenized gold and silver, right? And oil. Gold, silver, and oil for that matter. So now look, for those of you that are looking to buy precious metals, right? For those of you that are looking to buy precious metals, this was released from AppMex, January 18th, 2026, right? Now, we're not going to go through the whole thing. We're not going to go through the whole thing. What we're going to focus on here is the most important thing. Effective today, we will be instituting a $500 minimum for online orders. Do y'all see what's going on in the world of precious metals? A $500 minimum. That means you can't buy 1 ounce of silver. You can't buy 2 ounces of silver. You can't buy 3 ounces of silver. You can't buy 4 ounces of silver. You got to buy 5 and better. You got to buy 5 or better now. Okay? You got to buy 5 or better. Okay? That's what's going on with traditional gold and silver. Right? So now, when you see this, how do you compete with that? How do you compete with that? Hey, NFT Barber said 3 years ago, I gifted all the guys at the barbershop 1 ounce of. Hey, you like me, NFT Barber. You go around really trying to get people involved to the point where you're just going to give the shit away. Like, Joe, come on, fuck with this. You just like me. You know how much silver and gold I've given away over the last couple of years just in my passing? Right? You know how much of that shit I've given away? But he said, like at $25 is what I spent per point. These fools never picked up anymore and don't care about the appreciation. I'm about to offer them 60. Man, offer their ass 50. I wouldn't even offer them 60. Offer them 50. It doubled. Well, I mean, the shit was free to them, but you're giving them $50 a pop. You know how many of them is going to give you that coin back for that 50? Huh? You know how many of them going to give you that coin back for that 50? Oh, Richie Rich. Hey, Richie Rich, email me. Email me. I got the class. Just email me. I ain't put it up there. I forgot to, but email me. I offer the family most gracious evening salutation. What's going on, Miss Pretty Lou? Peace, 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 peace. I told you in December they had pushed my delivery date back for my silver. Yeah, wow. So now that's one reason why I held this class. So that there is no, hey, you know, this is the minimum, only buy this, you know what I'm saying, yada, yada, yada. In fact, I'd be interested to see how the SLV, hold on, I'd actually be interested to see how this has been performing since, wow. Hold on. Class was when? When did I held that class? I can't even remember when I held that class. What was that class? 3 weeks ago? This is a daily. So does anybody remember where these iShare Silver Trust shares were at as far as trading? NFT Barber. Do you remember where these were trading when we held the class? Anybody give me an update? I mean, these are in profit now. Anybody, this is the thing. Anybody that took this class is now in profit. Anybody that took this class. Based off what? based off education and information, not based off pump and dumps. Not, hey, this is the one that's going to make you a millionaire overnight and all that bullshit. Nah. Education and information. Okay, Miss Brownskin was in class. She said it was like 72 or 76. All right, around 72 or $76 in class. Let's just take the high end at 76. Let's take the high end at 76. All right, we'll take the high end at 76. I mean, since class, the position's up 12%. That's not too bad. But remember, you're earning more, Slavon, as you're holding it. So don't let that go over your heads. You know what I'm saying? Not only are we be able to invest and open up exposure to silver and silver mining companies, right? Silver trusts, silver ETFs. We're also able to earn more of the underlying asset while we're earning it. I'm telling y'all, these classes are way ahead of their times. Every one of these classes down here, every one of these classes are well ahead of their time. I mean, how many of you have ever heard of a neobank? You know what I'm saying? Who's ever heard of a neobank? How many of you are actually invested, well, not invested, utilizing neobanks and probably don't even know it? Right? 10 years from today, people are going to look back on these classes as archives and be like, man, how the fuck wasn't y'all listening to this dude? Like, y'all wasn't taking these cheap ass classes? Niggas would have charged y'all 5, 10K for the type of information he bringing. Y'all wasn't taking this shit? People gonna learn. People gonna learn. Far ahead of our time. Far ahead of my own time. In fact, so much, I was playing with Chat GPT, right? And I was, just fucking around with birth dates and, cardology, astrology, different things like that. And it was interesting the type of data that it fed me, right? It was interesting the type of data that it fed me. Let me see if I can, it's not going to let me look at it. They bunk. They want me to log in so I can look at everything. They super bunk. Let me see. Maybe I can do this. Just so I can pull it up. Because it's interesting the data that it gave, right? It's very interesting the data that it gave. Hold on. Let me highlight and put this in my highlights. Let me put this in my highlights real quick. So now let's refresh. Because it should show it now. It should show it, right? Wait, hold on. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get the other one over here highlighted. There we go. So now if we go back and we look up my Instagram page, it should show the newly highlighted. Come on now, you guys. Why you want to redirect me? Like, what the fuck, Joe? Well. It was basically saying that I'm normally ahead of my time and whatnot. Y'all can go see it for those that are following on Instagram. But the main thing, once again, effective today, which was January 18th, AppMex is instituting a $500 minimum for online orders. These orders represent approximately 50% of volume and will significantly assist in efforts to get back to the service levels we are known for. I'm hoping this minimum will only last for the week and ask for your patience, but we all know that it can go a lot further than that. We all go and go a lot further for that, right? What DApp was tokenized gold? It wasn't no one DApp. It wasn't one DApp. It was a couple of different DApps. Get the class. The class is available. If you're interested, get the class, watch the class. It'll put you in the best position. In my humble opinion. Now, what's going on in the market of 100%, Charlie D. Great, 100%. What's going on in the world of cryptocurrency? Well, Bitcoin back down to 88K. Ethereum back at 2,900. BNB under $900. XRP losing the $2 mark, coming back to $1.88 and sold at $126. Now, I wonder what this Con token is. Con. Never heard of Con. What is this? Hold on. I never heard of Con token. What is this? Citri Group. Wow. Oh, okay. Duh, that's Citigroup. And see, this is the thing that y'all seeing. Tokenized stocks, right? More so, right? Look what's going on in the world. And I said this years ago that they were going to catch up. They were going to catch up. They're not letting me look at it. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. The New York Stock Exchange parent International Exchange develops a platform for 24/7 tokenized securities trading. Now, you know, of course, that they're going to, open the door to certain individuals first, right? So we can't buy physical precious metals unless we spend 500 or more. Exactly. Exactly. Are you still shadow banned on IG? More than likely. More than likely. More than likely. That's why I created a new page. The real Natoshi Sakamoto. Right? I'll be bringing that page up. The more people I get over there, the more I'm gonna start interacting. But as of right now, yeah, they still got me shadow banned. But it's all well though. It's all well, In fact, they got me more than shadow banned. They say that I've been frauding and scamming my followers. That's the type of warnings they're giving me, that hey, this page is known for scamming and taking money and personal information and this, that, and the third. And it's like, I ain't took $1 from nobody, never scammed nobody, never defrauded nobody. So I honestly don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're talking about. Now be mindful, y'all. It's gonna be scammers out there, right? Be mindful, it's gonna be scammers. So you got to be real cautious about who you follow out here, even when you're looking to follow solid individuals, right? Because you may be following a page that you thought was solid and it ain't the actual individual. So now, actually, I want to take a look at Khan real quick. All right, so what we're going to do is let's take a look at Khan. Here we go. No, no. We're looking for Citigroup. We're looking for Citigroup. There we go. Citigroup, finance. Where is the right one? There we go. This is what we're looking at. This Citigroup right here. Illuminatoshi. Hey, Illuminati Congo. Hey, I should join the game. I should join the game with you and become Illuminatoshi. I like that. Illuminatoshi. Illuminati Congo and Illuminati Natoshi. Illuminati Congo and Illuminati Toshi. Natoshi. Something I can play with. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I wonder if it'll let me find it. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me see if I can actually find it real quick for y'all. I'll bring it up. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Here we go. If they let me pull it up. Let's see. If they let me pull it up. Nah, they not letting me go to it, yo. They want me to do all this login shit. I hate the fucking internet sometimes, how they operate. Like, bro, just let me look at the goddamn page. But anyways. Let's look at Khan and see if there's a possible short position, or if we could take a position to earn off of it while we look for a greater uptrend. Monthly does look corrective, but there's no divergence, though. It ain't no divergence. We could easily come down to $90 and continue from where we currently stand, maybe even $80 and retest the previous breakout on Khan. I mean, it was trading upwards of $500. As of right now, what you're looking at is kind of a bounce out of that recent pullback. Let's see. So yeah, you really just recaptured the 50-day exponential. What you'd be looking for on Citigroup what you really be looking for is a move above $145. But as long as you're holding like $80, I'm gonna be honest with you, this isn't, in my humble opinion, a bad buy. And I mean, you got to look at these things. These are 5, 10 year holds. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get out of the I want immediate. Well, no, let me say this. Let me say this first. Let me say this first, right? Let me explain something about what I teach and what I don't teach. Okay, I don't teach instant gratification. Even though you may get instant gratification sometimes from what I teach, that's not what I teach. I teach a way for you to build, create, and build generational wealth. All right, that's what I teach. I teach how to use technology that the average citizen, average American, average individual living right now in 2026 across the world does not yet know how to use. All right. That's what I teach. I teach you how to interact with this new space of digital assets and blockchain based protocols, right? Blockchain based banking, right? That's what I teach. So if you're looking for me to tell you something about a day so you can wake up tomorrow, excuse me, went down the wrong pipe and that smoke. But if you want me to tell you something about a day that you can cash out of tomorrow, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. I'm trying to teach you to have something that that your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, your great great grandchildren will be able to live off, not cash out from, but live off of. That's what I'm teaching. All right. So never get it misconstrued of what we're looking at and what our goals is over here. Okay. Um, where can we trade stocks on chain? You can go to X stocks. You can go to X stocks. They got a bunch of stocks over here. It's on the Solana network. Amazon, Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, Chevron, Coca-Cola, Coinbase, GameStop, McDonald's, Microsoft, MicroStrategy, Nvidia, Robinhood, the SPY, the SP 500, Strategy, Strat. No, that ain't Strat. STRC. You see, you got Tesla all the way down to Walmart, Visa stock, Vanguard. Yeah, definitely on chain. Go to xstocks.fi. Ain't no gatekeeping over here. It's xstocks.fi. That is the website you want to go to. That's going to give you access to stocks that are on chain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No need to stop. No need to close. No need to close the door to access to millions and billions of people across the world. All you need is an internet access and a smart device. That's all you need. And you can interact with the future of the financial system. Right? You can interact with the future of the financial system. Now, let me see. The coin is separate from Ondo. Wait, what? Nah, Ondo's the one that's bringing coins out. Ondo's the one that's bringing the coins out. Yeah, definitely for educational and research purposes only. Where to send Satoshis as appreciation for dropping all this game? You know what? I actually need to find a way for y'all to hit me with Satoshis. But you know what you do have though? You know what I do have? The individuals can utilize. And also, as it stands, like I said, I will be holding the class for all my supporters. You can go to buymeacoffee.com. I wonder if they're going to integrate Bitcoin. Let me see. Buy me a coffee. Let's see. Bitcoin. Let's see if they're thinking about integrating Bitcoin. All we got to do is reference it. Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. Let's see what they saying over here. Is there a buymeacoffee.com where you can basically tip people small amounts of Bitcoin? Lightning.gifts. This is 3 years ago. Look at how long ago they was asking this. This is a 3-year-old question right here, yo. This is a 3-year-old question somebody asked. Hey, you have probably seen the website buymeacoffee.com where can we basically tip people small amounts. Is there something like this that accepts crypto online? Let me see, Lightning Gifts. Let's see what that is. See if that's still valid. Lightning Gifts Bitcoin. Let's see. Royalty free, yada 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 yada. Let me see. For Bitcoin tips. They keep wanting to give me these gifts. I'm not looking for gifts. I'm not looking for gifts. Now spell gift right. Let's do Lightning Bitcoin for Bitcoin tips. Maybe that'll get away from all that. Let me see. Yada yada yada. Blah 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 blah. Leave a tip for Satoshi World. Da, 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 da. Receive tips with Lightning. Stats to your pocket. Rating. Da, 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 da. Hey, if it ain't one, we can build one. If it ain't one, we can go ahead and build one. You know what I'm saying? No doubt, Sam Harris. I'm glad you was able to take the information. And utilize it. Now, but what's going on? The market as of right now, if you listen to just, everyday people, right? The market is in a well, no, we don't want the decks. There we go. The market is in the correction stage. But this is the thing, right? By a show of hands, let me ask this real quick, because maybe I'm in the wrong building. By a show of hands, right? How many of us out there are trying to get to at least one Bitcoin? Let me ask you that first. How many of y'all really, really want to hold at least one Bitcoin under your belt? By a show of hands. How many of you would love to hold one Bitcoin? What's going on, the official Tanisha? Peace. Good afternoon, Queen. How many of y'all would like... Hey, Islam, what's going on, Shush Brand? My homie Indiana Kicks. Peace. But now, how many of y'all are attempting to make it to one Bitcoin? By a show of hands. Let me see. Who's trying to make it to one BTC? I need to know. Show of hands. Let me see. Where y'all at? Yeah, fire sale. Right. So if you don't have one Bitcoin yet, right? If you ain't got one Bitcoin yet, and your goal is to get to one Bitcoin, wouldn't you take advantage every time you see Bitcoin go under the average price? Hey, I like that, NFT Barber. He said the new American dream is to own one Bitcoin, not home ownership. Hey, I like that, because you know what? That one Bitcoin is going to put you in a position to have home ownership, right? That one Bitcoin is going to put you in a position to have a better home ownership, right? And if we look at things like this, right? The price of a typical house in Bitcoin versus fiat. Right now, it's 3.8 Bitcoin for a house. I guarantee you that we'll be in a world, we'll live to see one house cost less than one Bitcoin, meaning it's going to be 0.1, 0.8, 0.9, 0.7. I guarantee you we're going to live in a time where you're going to see one house worth less than one Bitcoin. Right? So now if your goal is to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible, then you're not rejoicing so much when price pumps. You're rejoicing when price dumps, because now what does that allow you to do? That allows you to take your 0.1 to a 0.12, a 0.13. That allows you to take your 0.001 to a 0.0012, a 0.0013, a 0.002 even. You get what I mean? Once again, how many of you out there are trying to get to at least one Bitcoin? And then how many of you took my class where I showed you where you could have got a Bitcoin for less than $2,000 or around $2,000, right? I gave y'all the game. What class was that? I gave y'all the game in this class right here, how to open a Bitcoin mortgage, right? Always remember what my goal is. My goal is not to sell y'all a fucking product. That's not my goal. If I could go without having all this website and all this shit, I would, to be honest with you. Just to keep it a buck. Run shit how I used to, right? I hold these classes not to sell products. I hold these classes to share the information that the community needs. Understand that. This shit ain't about fucking selling classes. It's not. It's about the information that's shared in the classes, right? And how I know that it's going to benefit an individual over the next 5 to 10, 50 to 100 years. Right? So now, if your goal is to get more than one Bitcoin, and there's a number of different ways to do that. In fact, more so to that point, if we look at, what class was that? What class was that? If you look at it was a Bitcoin class that I had. Here it is, right here. I mean, this is a damn good one. This is a damn good one, right? The road to freedom is paved in Bitcoin yield. How can it not be? What's better than being able to buy Bitcoin, being able to earn more Bitcoin? Huh? What's better than being able to buy one Bitcoin or buy a little bit of Bitcoin? What's better than you being able to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin? Being able to take that $100 of Bitcoin, put it somewhere, and allow it to earn more Bitcoin for you without you ever having to buy any more? Right? If we look at things like, let's see what just Bitcoin yield could get you real quick. Let's just look what some Bitcoin yield could get you real quick. Before we get into the stories and everything, right? Before we get into the stories and everything, let's see what some Bitcoin yield can get you. Hold on. Hold on, let me flip this back. Hold on, let's see what Bitcoin can get you.
KSM, go crazy. KSM, I like this one. KSM, I like this one.
So now what you're looking at, right? What you're looking at here is interest rates for holding Bitcoin and Coinbase Bitcoin, right? And we can look at a number of other different positions that you have the ability to get, right? But you can look at something like this. They got about $2 million worth of total value locked. You're earning 11.36% more Bitcoin on top of the Bitcoin you already allocate to, right? Even 7% more Bitcoin, 4.4% more Bitcoin, right? Yeah, neobanks will just be called banks in the not too distant future. I agree with you, Tone from Chicago. I agree with you. But remember, if your goal is to get to at least a Bitcoin, right? At least a bitty, you want to be able to find out the ways best to get you to that Bitcoin. Man, look at some of these stablecoin interest rates though. DAI and USDC 193%. Hold on, look at these stablecoin pairs right here. Look at these stablecoin, $39.4 million worth of volume in the last 24 hours. They paid out $2.6 thousand worth of fees to the liquidity providers. See, this is the part of crypto that a lot of individuals ain't sharing with y'all. They want you to just learn how to buy coins, hold them, and hope that they go up. Motherfucker, we banking over here. We supply the capital that keeps this space moving. You get what I'm saying? If it ain't about banking, I don't know what it's about with you. Because over here, we are the bank. When I could take my dollars and earn 193% APR on them, which might I add is a low risk position, right? Utilizing 2 stable coins. Come on now, what's beating this? What's beating this? Huh? Then you got so many other. In fact, let me get that up for you. Hold on. Let me get that up for y'all. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Damn, I was just on the page, yo. What page is that? They got the yields. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. It's a website that allows you to look at the different Bitcoin yields. And I want to figure out, let me see. This ain't it. This ain't the one that I'm looking for. But Solve is a project the individual should become familiar with. We did cover this in one of my classes. Right? But it's another website. Yeah, we covered EtherFi in the neobanks class, remember? We covered EtherFi in the neobanks class. EtherFi is a neobank. EtherFi is a neobank. But anyways. So they're saying that Bitcoin may go to 85,000 and retest, double back, retest. Not a big deal. What's the big deal is how we react when we get to that $85,000 mark. That's what happens. But amongst all this bloodshed, Strategy buys 2.13 billion in Bitcoin over the last 8 days. Come on now. And people don't want to buy $20 worth, $50 worth, $100 worth? Huh? $10 worth? $5 worth? Because the price is down? You know how many people, if you told them, are you buying Bitcoin right now? They'd be like, no, the price is down. Like, what? The price is going down. Right? So, but you're seeing these companies, right? These corporations, right? Look what's on the news on the Bitcoin Treasuries net. Tennessee and Oklahoma introduced new strategic Bitcoin investment bills. Come on now, while the general public, while the average Joe, right? While the average Joe is sitting back worried about price, companies, corporations, municipalities, governments, and countries are trying to find ways to get their grubby little hands on this shit. And as much as possible, too. Don't think they're trying to come over here and buy $1 million and call it quits. Don't think they're coming over here trying to spend $1 million and call it quits. They understand the mission. They understand the assignment. The writing's on the wall for them. The writing is on the wall for them. Right? How many of y'all see the writing on the wall? How many of y'all see the writing on the wall? Huh? Real artist Gemini, what's going on, Queen? Good afternoon. Peace. Sam Stone. Hey, look, and that's the goal. That's a solid goal right there. That's what everybody should strive to accomplish. He said, hold on, I'm gonna put it up there. My goal is to have more Satoshis each day than the day before. And you know, look at this, y'all. Look at this. If you were able to buy dollars every single day, irregardless of their purchasing power, if you were able to farm and just get dollars every day, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm trying to see how to put it so y'all can mentally get it, because he's got it. Do you think it's time for a long? What type of long? What do you mean? What do you mean a long? Like a leverage long? What are you talking about? Just a buy long? Every day I buy Bitcoin is long. Are you talking about a leverage long, Danielle? One thing I don't do though is I don't give financial advice, so I wouldn't be able to say if it's time for a long. What I would say is we can take a look at the charts and see what the charts say, right? What are these charts telling us right now? Right? Right now, depending on where we close, you could have a buy on the daily on Bitcoin. You could have a buy on the daily on Bitcoin. We reached 97K, broke all the way back down now on the daily. Now, where we at on a lot larger time frame? Larger time frame, we're still above our previous lows, right? We made a new high, hit our moving averages. We did hit our moving averages, right? I mean, the bottom right now is about $85,000 to $86,000. As long as you're holding that, you got a fighting chance of retesting 97 and going beyond. Now, what I would say, right? What I would say is that being able to pick up some shares here is way better than you buying the pump that we just had a couple of days ago, right? I would say that. Now, as far as the leverage log, it depends on what type of leverage an individual is trying to use, right? If your downside exposure right now is what? 8.5%. So if you're looking at least taking an 8.5% rate, not rate cut to your capital, right? If we do what, 8.5, let's do 5. What's that going to give us? 42%. So now if you put this on the 5x leverage and you're wrong, you're looking at losing 42.5% of your capital, right? If you put it on a 3x leverage, you're looking at losing about 25% of your capital. Actually not too bad, right? Something on a 3x. Even something like a 2x leverage, you're looking at losing maybe 17%, right? You're looking at losing like 17%. Now on the flip side from where we currently stand, right? Let me do this. Hold on. What am I looking for? What happened to the Oh, here we go. So now let's say that you go ahead and take that position, right? What, 8.5% wrong? Let's say you're right. And we get a 61.8% move. Nothing drastic, just a 68% move. Now you're looking at a possibility of around an 8.5% loss for a 23.5% gain. So now what we can do is we can say, okay, well, if we get 23.5% gain on a 2x leverage, you're looking at a 47% move. On a 3x leverage, you're looking at a 70% move, right? 4x leverage, you're looking at 94%. And on the 5x leverage, you almost doubled your money, 117%. If we just get a 61.8% correction, right? So that's what I could see. But always remember, y'all, this isn't financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Please don't take it as any type of financial advice. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. Any and everything that I'm telling you could be 100% wrong. Always go do your own due diligence, okay? Always go do your own due diligence. Now, you could tighten this up a little bit and say 84, but you might get wicked out. You know what I mean? It's a possibility you can get wicked out there. So it's really about how you play it. Now, you can't go wrong with earning in the background. I know I'm late to class, but Bully, have you seen USOR? Yeah, it's another meme coin. Hey, look, let me show y'all something, right? Let me show y'all something. Because I actually wanted to talk about this today. Right? Hey, look, ain't none of that shit new under the sun to me. Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I see all this shit. Do I promote the shit? No, because it's fucking memes. It's gambles. Now, if y'all want to gamble, be my guest. Let me show you, if you want to be ahead, where all this shit is coming from. So this U.S. oil, right, which has absolutely the fuck nothing to do with U.S. oil. First off, right, this is a meme coin created on bags.fm. What is bags.fm? Bags.fm is a meme coin creation platform. If you go here, you can find coins that are doing way better than FX, than USOR. Look at this. Meow's up 11,000%. Meow's up 11,000%. Does that mean I'm going to go buy Meow? Fuck no. This is a gambling site, y'all. This is gambling. So if you want to gamble, this is USOR. They got a $41 million market cap. Is it pumping right now? Fuck yeah, it's pumping. But if you don't understand the pumponomics, right? If you don't understand the pumponomics, you could be the one left holding the bag. So always remember, all these shits is gambles. Anything y'all see come out of pump.fund, bags.fm, man, so many of these dots, these are meme coins. Anybody can create these motherfuckers, yo. These are not government created projects. Don't let these people swindle you and lie. Oh, the U.S. is backing. Bullshit. Bullshit. This is a meme coin creation platform. The coins that come out of this platform are meme coins. If you want to gamble on meme coins, yes, you can do that. I don't promote that. Can you make money? Fuck yeah. You can make money with almost anything if you're early enough, right? Any scam, any Ponzi, right? There's always beneficial positions if you're early enough. I don't teach that. I want to teach people something that I believe you can invest in, and you can sit back and do nothing for 5 years, and I believe that project is still going to be there, right? And still have a use case within that future. Shit like this, it's not a serious project backed by anything. You kind of get what I mean? I want y'all to really understand that. Because people think I be hating when I be like, fuck them videos. And look, if you're watching them 30-second, 1 to 3 minute crypto videos about, hey, this coin is going to pump by this date, and bro, them is bullshit, Joe. Like I said, y'all can fuck with it if you want, but that ain't me. That ain't some shit that I'm going to push. You get what I'm saying? Oh, they're not even going to let me go to Axiom. Let's go to Jupiter. So, you know, if y'all want to buy these things, you can. You have the ability to. Remember, you got free will over here. You can really buy what you want. Is it something that I myself will put myself in a position to lead my community into it? No. Now, will I gatekeep and say, hey, I'm not going to tell you how to get it. I'm not going to show you. No. I'll show you how to get it. Not a problem at all. Go to bags.fm. Look up USOR. You can buy it directly on Bags, right? What does it say? Buy and sell meme coins. Y'all see the front page? Y'all see the front page? What does it say? Buy and sell meme coins. So once again, if you want to go gamble, you can do that. And there's nothing wrong with gambling. I used to shake dice in my younger days. I used to pitch pennies, pitch quarters, right? I'll still shake dice if you want to. But am I going to gamble with the community? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not my game, not my goal, not my purpose. Right? So we got strategy buying $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. We got Tennessee and Oklahoma introducing new strategic Bitcoin investment bills. And you know what y'all should do? For those of you out there that are trying to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve for your family, create a bill for them. Create a layout on what you plan to do and present it to them. Create a layout, which is a plan of what you plan to do with the Bitcoin reserve, and present it to them. Sit them down by, look, this is what I expect over the next X amount of years. This is the position it could put us in, possibly, right? Yeah, I feel you. I've been buying RWA, so I thought it was legit. It's not an RWA, though. It's a meme coin. That's why y'all got to do the research. That's not an RWA. That's not a real world asset. That shit ain't backed by nothing real. Hey, but this is what I will say. If you're in it and you're making money, get out. At least get your initial position. Now, if you put $100 in and you got more than $100, at least take that 100 out. At least take that 100 out, right? Then the rest of it is free game. Hey, let it ride. NFT Barber said we in the biggest Ponzi. The fiat debt note Ponzi and the USD is the largest. Get out the Ponzi before the bank run. I'm gonna continue swapping USD for gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, and real estate. Hey, you got the idea. You got it. You got it. That's the goal. Hold on now, brother Bully. I'm gonna have to see. Hey, we can pitch some quarters. Come to the shop. Wait till all this snow clear. We can pitch some quarters. Let's get it. Let's get it. $1 a pitch. Make sure you don't cross the line, Indiana. Make sure you don't cross the line. All right. I don't think people totally understand meme coins. That may be it. That may be it. Because a lot of the shit people be asking me about, it'd be meme coins. They'd be like, what? Like, you want to buy that? I'm like, hey, okay. Okay, if you say so. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this Meow coin. Let's take a look at Meow. Let's see how they're performing real quick. If we can pull it up. Let's see how Meow is performing. Let's see. Let's see how Meow is performing. Let's see. If they got it over here yet. It is. Meow. Let's see. And once again, it's just a meme coin. It's really just a meme. It's up 600% in the last 24 hours. It's up 600% in the last 24 hours. And it's only got a $489,000 market cap, right? Only a $489,000 market cap. Now, Usor already has a $47 million market cap. So this one right here has about 10x to move on that. You get what I'm saying? This is interesting. Meow. Very interesting. Let me see. What does the breakout look like? What does the breakout look like on something like Meow? Let's take a look. Let's set this up. Like I said, I could show you how to trade meme coins. If anybody really wants to know, like, should I hold a meme coin class? Y'all want to know how to get into meme coins? If you really want to, you want to gamble, I'll hold a class. I'll show y'all how to interact with it. Surely will. Let's see. Let's go to left to right, top, percent, boom. Nice. Clears your 61.8. If we're looking at a continuation, you're looking at 001 to 0016 on a continuation move. That would take an individual somewhere between 114 and maybe 230 some odd percent. But I mean, this thing's just really getting started, though. That's a 4-hour chart. This is a 15-minute chart. This is a daily chart. So you got to understand that when you're buying memes, the biggest benefit, what I'm gonna say, is that you are early. So imagine you being able to buy Doge the first week that it came out. That's what these memes do allow you to do, right? If you're looking at something that may have a long-term possibility, like we can go to the website for Kitten Coin, right? Right now it's only a GitHub page. That's all they got, right? Yep, that's all they got is a GitHub page. So now if we want to take a look at something like if we want to take a look at something like, hold on, y'all. Damn, one of my phones just died. That was a family member. I actually need to answer that. Yeah, what was I just doing? Here we go. Let's go to Usor. Let's go to their website. Let's see how misleading it may be. So this is usor.tech. Usor.tech. Right? The U.S. oil reserve tokenized as Usor. Let me see. Usor gives on-chain exposure to real-world oil reserves secured by the United States Oil Reserve and held on an American-grade standard of security, transparency, and governance. The Usor token behaves like a reserve asset, not a fleeting meme narrative. Okay, visit the transparency. Now, they're not saying that it's backed by none of this shit. Understand that. They're not saying that it's backed by none of that. Let me see. Treasury allocations, liquidity conditions, and momentum signals that drive swaps. Hey, the way they worded it, though, I ain't even gonna hate on them. They worded it the right way. Only because Brother Rich ate off meme coins and some years ago, and some did, and so did one of my coworkers. Right. That would be informational. Not gonna lie. Understand the best of both worlds. Okay. All right. Well, we can hold a class on meme coins. I got a class this week on privacy coins, though. We're gonna be doing a deep dive into the whole privacy sector, right? We're gonna be doing a deep dive into the privacy sector, looking at some of these privacy coins. In fact, let's take a look real quick and see how some of them are performing. Let's take a look at Zcash real quick. What's Zcash doing right now? Let's see. Weekly. Zcash is still correcting. You're on the verge of losing your 20-day exponential and your 1272. If Zcash loses $340, you can see it damn near somewhere around 230, which is very interesting because as I look at the 50-day exponential, I see that it closely coincides with the 1618 Fibonacci, right? Remember, this is like your other golden ratio. You break through here, you're looking to hit 1, 2. 2 adds up with the 50. Typical. And you're in negative momentum on the weekly coming in. Right? I wouldn't be bullish on Zcash right now. Right? Now, if we could consolidate and hold 340, different story. Let's take a look at Monero real quick. I was Monero position. Monero, look at that pump. This is why I tell y'all, stay a fuck away from them pumps. You know how many people came and asked me how to buy Monero when it was up here around $700? Like, Joe, how do I buy some Monero? How do I buy some Monero? I'm like, Joe, why you want to buy? Like, let me tell y'all a pet peeve. Let me give y'all a pet peeve of mine. It's something that you should pay attention to. Why it's a pet peeve of mine? When people come to me and ask me about coins that are pumping and how to buy them, why are you trying to jump on a moving locomotive instead of waiting for the train to pull back like it's doing right now and pick up the smart buyers? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? Like, I understand it's euphoric. Like, oh shit, I'm. Look, you're not missing nothing, Joe. Something pumps every motherfucking day over here. Don't let nobody make you think that any of these coins are special. Something pumps every fucking day over here. There's not a day goes by where something doesn't pump, where somebody could be like, hey, you didn't buy this? Hey, you didn't buy that? Every day. Every day. Right? Indiana said they can use my crypto bot and get them answers on that USOR coin. See, he's created a whole crypto bot. He's created a whole crypto bot. Right? Let me see. What could we see happening here? Look at that double tweezer top right now. You got 29 minutes left for the daily. Look at that double tweezer top. Correction, at least to 475 maybe. Let's open it up on a weekly real quick. Let me see. What do we want to take a look at? Let's take a look at this. Let's do a swing high, swing low. See where we're currently at. So, yeah, you didn't even close above the other ratios. And you're closing below the 1618. So, yeah, I mean, a retest of the 20-day at 420. 470 to 420 is a possibility of Monero, especially if we see deeper corrections with Bitcoin and Ethereum. As of right now, if you're looking for Monero to save face, you wanted to hold at least $538. Let's just call it 540 rounded up. Right now, you're at 508. Right now, you're at 508. Okay? But, yeah. Yeah. Once again, if you want to show any type of support, I appreciate all my supporters. Right now, we are at 31 supporters. We're at 31 supporters. I will be having a class at the end of this month for all supporters. Buymeacoffee.com/block Wall Street. Buymeacoffee.com/block Wall Street. I appreciate all the support I get. I appreciate the messages I get too. This is the only one I trust with this information. Thank you for the money, many sacrifices, brother. That's my homie D. Riley. That's one of the guys. He's from Chicago. That's one of the guys right there. Everybody on here, one of the guys or the girls, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, but personally, know my homie D. Riley. I appreciate that, man. That's solid shit, Joe. Solid shit. Hey, look, if you're interested in any information, if you need assistance in the space, don't hesitate. Go to blockwallstreet.biz. Block, not black. But I am rebuilding Black Wall Street. That's what y'all need to understand. What I'm working on is being able to rebuild Black Wall Street. That's my goal. Before I pass off this earth, I'm going to leave something that resembles things that we had back when we were in financial and political power. I can guarantee you that. Right? Now, let me see. If it's not here, it will be here momentarily. Yep. What do you know about the private? This date's going to change. This date's going to change right here. This date right here is going to change. But you can still buy tickets. You can still come and buy tickets. The class is going to be on Thursday. The class is going to be on Thursday night. So what do you know about privacy? We're going to be doing a deep dive into privacy coins that I think have a very good position or a good opportunity of seeing more upside in the near future as people become more involved in the space of privacy and come across these different tokens. Do I still hold one-on-ones? Hell yeah. 100% I still hold one-on-ones. Just go to consultations. And I'm gonna be adding consultations for those that want to start a family Bitcoin reserve. I'm gonna be adding consultations on my website for those, as well as those that want to get their children involved. Right? I'm trying to do a group children class. If you want to do something like that, where we get 5, 10, 15, 20 kids together virtually, of course, I want you to sit in so you can learn along with the kids. I definitely want that as well. But those are going to be added. Like I said, the last time I asked who wanted me to hold a kids class again, like I did back in 2023, I think it was, when we had the Boys and Girls Blockchain Learning Club, only 2 people reached out. Only 2 people reached out. Let me not say that. I'm gonna go above and beyond, but only if the people want me to, Joe. I already do way more than what I think a lot of other individuals do as far as trying to bring the information and free everybody, right? But I mean, I try to cram it down y'all throats, but it's like, Joe, I'm not gonna force feed you. You know, I'm not gonna force feed you. So it's like I can only do so much without the backing of the community. If they don't want the information, fuck, I'll keep it. You know. But if you need any type of assistance, blockwallstreet.biz. Okay. Like I said, class is this Thursday for anybody that wants to come out. We will be having class covering the privacy coins. Once again, I appreciate everybody that does support. Why did I say only 29 supporters now? Hold on. Should be 31 supporters. There we go, 31 supporters. Once again, we're going to be holding, and it's going to be an overall class. There's no one thing we're going to be covering. We're going to be chopping it up. I'm going to be sharing a lot of alpha for those that do support me at the end of this month. And yeah, be on the lookout for my new page on Instagram because they've been shadow banning me. Be on the lookout for the new page. And I'm going to come over here and start using this 360 DexCoin 360 DApp because I do believe that they're going to be doing an airdrop. I do believe they're going to be doing an airdrop. So I'm going to start learning how to utilize this over the next couple of days, do my due diligence, and then I'll have something to present to the people, to the community. Peace and blessings. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. No doubt. I appreciate everybody that taps in and tunes in for the information. You know, like I said, without y'all, there is no me. I'll be sitting here talking to myself. He said, I bought your classes and lost money. What class did you buy and how'd you lose money? How'd you lose money? And did you follow the class to the T? Did you follow the class to the T? And when did you take the class? Did you take some shit that I presented 2-3 years ago and took it today? Therefore, the information is old, and then you don't know how to utilize it. The biggest thing about my classes is knowing how to utilize the information. Let me put this out there about my classes. It's not a set in stone type of thing. Meaning, if I hold a class and I show you how to invest in something, it's not, okay, from this point on, it's up. That's not that. You got to learn how to internalize the information and use it to your betterment and then use discernment. Okay? I'm not telling you what to buy and then hope that the price goes up from there. How do you get the class you're holding? Just go to blockwallstreet.biz. Just go to blockwallstreet.biz. And if you did lose money, you're one out of 1,000 that have made it. Right? You're one out of 1,000 that have made it. Right? So, hey, keep learning. Keep learning. What I never guarantee. Let me put this out there also. I don't guarantee making money for my classes. My class is about education, information, showing you how to use the technology. You use the technology to make you money. The class in and of itself ain't gonna make you money. So don't come to these classes thinking like, oh, he's gonna tell us what to buy and the shit's automatically gonna go up. That's not what the fuck I'm teaching. I'm showing you how to use the technology in order to make better decisions in the technical world of decentralized finance. That's what it's about. What's your thoughts on IC, Internet of Computer Things? I like their technology. I definitely like their technology. As far as their coin, it's been a poor piss performer. Poor piss performer. Poor piss. Let me see. ICP. Yeah, very poor performer. I mean, it looks like you may be making the bottom over here. You got a pretty good base down here around, what is this? 280. Right? So from a technical standpoint, you got to look at it like this. This is your bottom. Anything under this, I wouldn't want to be involved in it. Damn, look at that buy volume. Something went on there. But anyways, your downside is 280. You're at 360 right now. What's your upside for this? Upside for ICP is somewhere between 80 and more dollars, right? 80 or more dollars right now. What's your downside potential? 20%. 20% if you're wrong. 20% if you're wrong. What's your upside right now? 2,300%. If you're right. If you're right. So 20% wrong, 2,300% right. You know, you make the decision. Could you be wrong? Fuck yeah. What do? You lose 20% if you're wrong. But if you're right and it chooses to go back to its last consolidative area, you're looking at making almost 2,300% gains. Right? Big possibility. Big possibility. It could happen. Block Wall Street is built, decentralized, and unburnable. Yeah, hell yeah, you ain't gonna be able to burn this motherfucker down. I found your page from Street Economics and Black Web. What's that? Send me a link to that. I don't know what that is. What's Street Economics and Black Web? Send that to me. I don't know what that is. Black Web? Interesting. Salute to them if they share my information. Because I don't know what that is. Street Economics and Black Web. Send me a link to that. Thoughts on XRP and Canton? I think they could explode. See, I'm not. See, this is. Let me. I'm not looking for explosions. I'm not looking for explosions. Right? Do I think XRP has a possibility of performing in the future? Yeah, I've been talking about XRP since 2017. We're in 2026. It's almost been 10 years. It's been almost 10 years. Now, Canton, a little bit newer, right? A little bit newer. Just came out. You're already correcting right now. What are you looking to hold? You're looking to hold that 786 right there. That's where your bounce was, the 50-day exponential, looking to get back above this 20-day. So on Canton from a technical standpoint, right? Anything, if you're looking at future potential, you shouldn't even be trading. You should be just dollar cost averaging. Let me put that out there, y'all. If y'all looking for future potential, you shouldn't be going all in at any one price. You should be dollar cost averaging. You shouldn't be trading. You should be DCAing. You get what I'm saying? In my humble opinion. Remember, this isn't financial advice. In my humble opinion. But as long as you're holding the 50-day and the 786, retesting the previous breakout here at 11 cents. Right now, you're at 12 cents. And if you can get back above 13.5 cents, get back above this 20-day exponential, I could look at a retest of 16, possibly even 17 cents, right? But now, if we were to there we go. Look at the newest rally. What you're looking to do is get above your 23.6 now. This is what stands between you and further continuation to the upside right here. This is what stands between you and further continuation to the upside. You need to hold above 1242. Right now you're at 1258. And you need to close above 1343 in order to see 1506. Above 1506, then you can look at retesting 1771 and then continue on to new high somewhere between 1960 and 21.9. That's a possibility of what you can see right here. Once again, if you can hold above this 23.6, you can see somewhere between a 56 and a 75% gainer. Comprehension before compensation. You know the motto. Comprehension before compensation. $1 a day keeps poverty away. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close out. I appreciate everybody that was able to tune in and tap in for the midday show, A Coffee of Crypto. Until the next one, peace, power, and prosperity, family. I am out of here.